Hey guys, I'm James. Welcome to Make a Slant. This is episode 5, and we're talking about how to manage our time in 2023. That's right, how to manage your time this year. Now, I'm sure some of you have probably already made goals. Again, with Make a Slant, my whole heart is to help just Christian driven leaders to win at work and at home. Because when we do that, we get to live the life that God has called us to do, and we get to be who God has called us to be in our workplace, but also like in our private life. With our spouses, with our kids, with our friends, our hobbies, all of these areas, we want to win at all of them, and we can, but we can't do that by random, by chance. We have to do that with intentionality, with focus, with prayer, and also with dedication. So, with talking about how to manage your time in 2023, there's 3 things to that. There are 3 things that you need to do in order to manage your time in a healthy way. All right. Now, I'm not talking about the grind. I'm not talking about the stay up till 2 a.m. I stopped doing that a long time ago. And actually, I have increased my productivity. I have increased my output of the things that I need to do just in regards to my job. Again, I'm a pastor at a local church in South Carolina, but then also just with family, so you will never hear me promote the grind, right? You hear me work hard, play hard, but work hard in the time that you scheduled, and then that way you can get it done. So the 3 things that you need to do in order to manage your time well this year, and the reason why you need to manage your time well is because you don't want this year to end with regret for the dreams that you had, regret for the time that you wasted. Maybe that's time on a hobby, time on a side hustle, time on not writing that book that you've always wanted to write, wasting time not doing the job that you have, doing it well, or time with your spouse. So we don't want to end this year with regret because of time wasted. Now, here and there, okay, but overall, like each week, each and every day, we don't want hundreds of hours to be wasted. So the first thing you need to do in order to manage your time very well and in a healthy way in this year, in 2023, is you need a goal. You need some goals. Now, I understand that some people talk about systems and how you need systems and not goals. It's the same thing. You need a goal because a goal is a direction. It is to help you just have focus for where you need to go. A goal is kind of like a vision, kind of. So you usually start with a vision and then you can make goals to get there. But nevertheless, you need to have a goal because with our lives, we have so many distractions, so many commercials, so many advertisements, so many emails, so many shows, all of these streaming platforms, all of the sports games. I mean, you start really thinking about all of the distractions and all of the things that come to you day by day, not even including your thoughts, the number of thoughts you have a day. So when you start thinking about all of those things, it gets really hard without intention to stay focused on where are you going. So with that, what I have found that has been extremely helpful to me since I started writing goals this way in 2018 is when I got onto Michael Hyatt and his goal achievement system. So he talks about not just SMART goals, but smarter goals. So goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, reachable, time keyed. They're also exciting and relevant. But all that to say, instead of going, you know what, hey, I want to lose some weight this year. I want to lose 20 pounds this year. I want to lose 50 pounds this year. I want to make, some extra income. I want to go on vacation. I want to write a book. Those are fine goals, but they're not specific. They're so vague, and it's hard to break those goals into actual action steps because they are so vague. So for myself, one of my goals is to lose weight this year. Now, for me, I have a target weight, which is 185. But also what I've done is in my goal, I have written my goal to achieve that. So he breaks it down between habit goals and achievement goals. Habit goal is something that you do that reoccurs. So whether that's, I want to go to bed at 10 p.m. every night. That's a habit goal. I want to drink several, however many ounces of water or a gallon of water a day. That's a habit goal. But with achievement goals, that's a one-time thing. So, hey, I want to pay off this credit card bill. That's an achievement goal. I want to go on a trip to Disney in the summer. That's an achievement goal. So with this, I've made it a habit goal to get to the 185. So I said, hey, so I took my goal and I made it a smarter goal, which is ride my Peloton for 30 minutes, 4 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Ride my Peloton for 30 minutes, 4 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. That is a goal, right? Now, the whole part again of that, and you can look up Michael Hyatt's Smarter Goals, and it'll really help you with that, because again, it takes the desires that we have of our hearts, the desires of things that we want to do, the desires of the leader that that God has called you to be, but it transitions it from the mind and the heart, and it commits it to paper. So when you write your goals down, you are taking what's in your mind, what's in your heart, and you are committing to paper. Now, studies have shown that only 8% of people achieve their goals. However, you have a 40% chance that it increases by 40%, or I think 42%, if you write your goals down. And it increases even more, come on now, if you write it down in a smarter framework. So if you want to manage your time well, the reason why I'm saying this, because if you want to manage your time well, you need to have goals to help motivate you. Well, not motivate, but to help guide you into how to use your time. But if you don't have goals, or you don't have a clear vision of what you want to do in this life, and it's not really specific, but it's just vague, then you're going to get overwhelmed, and then you're going to get tired, or you're going to get busy. You're going to get distracted. It's the same play. I'm sure you felt regret before from not doing the things you really wanted to do. But the reason why is because the way our culture is set here in America is everybody wants your attention, and they want your attention now. And what you have to work on, and myself, us as driven leaders, we have to work on is not falling prey to everyone else pulling on our time, but making sure that we have clarity on how we want to use our time. And then when that happens, we can be able to achieve those goals and to use our time well. So in order to manage your time well, first you need a goal, and use it in a smarter framework, SMARTER. So make sure you do that. Again, smarter, you need specific, measurable, attainable, or I think action oriented, which is the verb. When I said ride Peloton, it was a verb, right? The action word. So you need action oriented. You need it relatable, and then you need it time keyed. So you need to make sure you do that, and then you need it to be exciting, and then also relevant. Something that is, if you have multiple kids, it's going to be a little difficult for you to, go and, travel every single month, every other week. Or if you have young kids, it may be difficult for you to try to write a book. Or if you are, if you don't have a lot of time at home, it may be hard for you to try to start a side hustle or a coaching business, or whatever the case is. You just have to think about, where are you at in your life right now? Then what are some goals that you can set around the season that you are in? Again, look that up. I probably messed one of them up. It's okay. I'm a hot mess. Pray for me. All right, so that's what the goals. The second thing you need is a schedule. Listen, you need a schedule. I'm telling you. Listen, if you are a driven leader, that's somebody that you're a go get it, you're a get it done, you're a get out of the way, trailblazing, I'm going to solve this problem, I'm going to achieve this, then you need to use a schedule. And the reason is because for us as achievers, we feel like we can almost accomplish anything. And that may be true. However, you can't do everything. And actually, that's a quote that Michael Hyatt talks about. He says, you can do anything you want, but you can't do everything you want. Literally, there's literally not enough time to do everything you want. So you have to make decisions. And the schedule will guide you to make decisions. And so for myself, I have a schedule that I have on my phone, but I also use a planner. And so I write down my day. And yes, things can change. So I'm not talking about how it's in ink and it never changes. We just write it down as a guide and we move toward it. Things change, we adapt it, move on. But for the schedule, the reason why is it helps us have focus during the time of day. A schedule has us focus during the time of day. Again, you can get caught up in that Netflix trap, the TikTok trap, the Instagram Reels trap. All of these companies have done an amazing job at when you watch something and it's over, they will bump another video. Right? They're like, oh, hey, you like that, huh? Well, we got something else for you. And next thing you know, it's been 40 minutes and you're going, whoa, what happened? You got sucked into the content scroll. So, but all that to say is with the schedule, it helps you be able to find time and protect that time to do the things that are important to you. So right now I'm in a master's program at Anderson University. It's actually in organizational leadership. Again, I love leadership. I love helping and learning and impacting others. So because I have two young kids, my kids are 6 and 3. I'm married. I'm in full-time ministry. I do leadership coaching. And again, as I said, I'm in this master's program. If I don't schedule things, I am going to get pulled in a lot of different directions. I'm going to be spinning a lot of plates at the same time. So what a schedule does, what a schedule does, even though I am, quote, spinning those plates at the same time, end quote, it's not overwhelming with a schedule, because without a schedule, I'm spinning all the plates at the same time, but I'm trying to give them all the same amount of frequency. I'm trying to give them all the same amount of attention at the same time. I'm trying to spin them all extremely fast at the same time. I'm going back and forth, trying to spin this plate on my right hand, spin this plate on my nose. I'm trying to, that is a key to burnout and overwhelm. But with a schedule, I'm spinning plates, right? I'm spinning my pastor's plate, my husband plate, my father plate, my leadership coaching plate, my student plate as a grad student, and all these other things. Like even with these videos and the podcast, making these things, it takes time. But with that, when I schedule it, I go, okay, I'm going to give my attention to this area of my life, and I will focus on that plate. All the other ones are already spinning. It's fine. They're fine. I'm going to focus on this one right now, which is why, like my wife and I, we have date night every Friday at 7. Every Friday night at 7 p.m., my wife and I have a date night. That plate is spun on Friday night. Now, yes, we still hang out during the week. We obviously talk during the week. We spend time together during the week, right? It's not like I only see you on Friday at 7. However, we know, put the phones up, put the kids to bed. Sometimes we stay home. We put them to bed. We just watch something on TV, and then we talk about it. Or we'll play some video games together. Or we'll get a babysitter, and the babysitter will come, and then we'll go to dinner and a movie. We just love movies, and we're homebodies. So, but all that to say is, though that is a specific time that is scheduled for me to deposit love and care and to be fully present, give me my full focus with my marriage. During the week, from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I have scheduled that for grad time. So that is graduate student time. That is my coursework with this program from 7 to 9, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I do some on Sunday nights. And some maybe Friday morning. Okay? But with that time, I know that I'm going to spend that with school. So I'm spinning that school plate. So what I'm trying to do is listen, just because I have those times, yes, things pop up. And just because you schedule those times, remember, things are going to pop up. But the thing is, winning at work and winning at home is possible. You can have a great relationship with your spouse, and you can have a great relationship with your kids, and you can have a great relationship with your colleagues and with your, with your supervisor, whichever. It is possible to succeed in life and at work. It is. And it is possible to juggle multiple things. The difference is with a schedule, it helps you focus on one thing at a time. So get a schedule, use it, protect that time, and, use your phone, use, a planner, do something. Because without it, it's going to be extremely hard to focus, which actually brings us to the third and final part about how to use your time in a healthy way this year. Remember, you need goals because it just guides you to who you want to be and what you want to do. Number one, and how you use your time. You need goals. Number two, you need a schedule because you need to protect that time so that you can apply the work to get to those goals of who you want to be and what you want to do. Last thing is you need to focus. That is the word of the year, focus. Again, with all of these distractions. So I'm going to give you some tactile things in regards to focus. I'm not just going to say you need to focus, but you do. However, a great way to focus is what I've learned through several people and through several books. I've really studied these things on how to get the job done within the time that I scheduled it. How to get the job done within the time that I scheduled it. Not saying like with date night. Like I don't go, how do I get the job done with date night? Just spend time with my wife. But Cal Newport, he talks about deep work in his book. So if you haven't read Deep Work by Cal Newport, read it because the principles that he gives in his book it will help you to get the job done, get focused, do the work. So with that, there are a couple things that I do in regards to focus. Number one is that I schedule the time. Remember, if you don't schedule it, you don't know when it's going to happen. Number two is that I turn my phone on do not disturb. Your phone has a do not disturb mode. That way, nobody's texting you. Nobody's calling you. Well, they may text and call, but it's not going to come through. Come on. And then you could also turn off, multiple phone calls to silence those as well. So I schedule it. I turn my phone on do not disturb. And then the last thing I do, no, there's actually two more. And then I use a timer. I use a timer. That way it's a visual to where I can, it's called the Pomodoro technique, but I just usually put like a 45-minute timer on. So I put a 45-minute timer on, and then so that I can see it, or I can at least know that it's going. I know that that it's going to stop at some point. So there's a deadline. I put a deadline on myself of 45 minutes. So even if I took 3 hours, I'm still doing 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. 45 minutes on, 15 minutes off. You see what I mean? So I can still do it for hours because it's in those 15-minute breaks that I take. But you put a deadline on yourself, and think about the scarcity of, or when somebody says, "Hey, go ahead and buy my book," that have 1 million copies. You're like, "Oh, well, I'll buy it later." But versus, "Hey, go buy my book. I got 3 copies left." You're like, "Oh, whoa, let me hurry up about what's the website," right? So it's that scarcity. You don't want to miss out. So we put the timer on. I put the timer on because there's an impending deadline. So make sure you put a timer on. So remember, I schedule it. I use a timer to help with to put the deadline on. I put my phone on do not disturb because that's extremely important. And then one of the other things I do is I use instrumental music. So usually music from movies or original soundtracks, or I'll use like a lo-fi music setting. But I put music on without words because you have put a music on with words. What are you going to start doing? Definitely if it's a song you know. You're going to start singing and jamming. But it's not time to sing and jam. It's time to get it done. So make sure that you focus, and it's not hard to do. Get some noise-canceling headphones. If you're around people, turn them bad boys on. And if you're in an environment where you cannot use those, then again, just do as best as you can to focus on the things you have to do. So in order to use your time, to manage your time in a healthy way this year, again, you need goals, you need a schedule, And then you need focus. Use your goals, write them down in the SMARTER framework with your schedule. Put down those pockets of time for those different areas of your life that you have goals for. So if you want a healthier marriage, you want to lose weight, you want to write a book, you want to go on vacation, whatever the case is, remember, you got to make those goals more specific, though. Then schedule your time with that. So that way you're spinning plates, but you're focusing on one plate at a time, giving it enough energy. Then you focus on the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then you repeat. And when you do that, you can get a lot of things done, but you're not feeling overwhelmed. So make sure you do that. And then the last thing you need to do is to focus. Because if you schedule the time, but you don't do it, then it's going to backload. Because now you got something else to do, but you didn't do the thing before because you were sitting on Facebook or on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever the case is. So make sure that you focus. So you need goals, get a schedule, and then focus. And I guarantee you that is going to increase your productivity this year. It's going to help you achieve those goals. It's going to help you. It's going to help your marriage. It's going to help the relationship that you have in your marriage, the intimacy in your marriage. It's going to help you use the time that you have to impact others. It's going to help you increase your potential. It's going to help you reduce regret. Come on, somebody. So by that way, this time next year, you're looking back going, wow, I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful in how I used my time in 2023. So I hope this was helpful for you, and I'm sure it was, because it has literally changed my life. God has blessed us with enough time. We have enough time. That's why there's 24 hours a day. There's plenty of time, but it's on how we manage that time. So manage it well with your goals and schedule it, and then focus. I'd love to connect with you. If you have any questions or need any help in regards to making some goals, or maybe how to schedule those things, or how to manage your time as a high-capacity Christian leader, then just email me. It's actually going to be at james@slantmethod.com, james@slantmethod.com. With that said, I hope all is well, and keep leading and make a slant. Make a slant to change your leadership so that you can impact others, and so that you can win at work and at home. Thanks.